Facebook fam. I wanted to come on and share this beautiful card that I received in the mail from Catherine Jones of This Needs to Be Said Media. This really made my day. She truly caught the essence of who I am with the pictures she selected and she chose to include in my card. And then she sent me this beautiful note celebrating me and who I am and the things I have accomplished. Thanks, Catherine, for my beautiful card. It is truly, truly appreciated. Thanks for making my day. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, everyone. It's Coach Kat here, and I'm going to spend a few minutes with you on this Wednesday for Coffee O'Clock with Coach Kat. And I don't care if just one person signs up for my workshop or my free session or chat. I want to spend time with you, and maybe it will attract someone else to join the conversation. But today, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to let you all know, those of you who tune into the Wednesday Coffee O'Clock or Entrepreneur Lifestyle Talk with me, I'm doing a 3-day workshop. Today is actually day 2 of it. And it's going to be here on YouTube. So subscribe, like, stay connected. Make sure you're getting the updates for the next time I go live. And be sure you're asking questions. It may take you a little while to get used to it. I don't know what your relationship is with asking questions. Between me and my husband, I've learned a lot. I ask a lot of questions. He asks a lot of questions. But he told me he don't like being asked questions. So a person who asks a lot of questions, they don't necessarily like being the one receiving the questions. They like giving the questions, but not being asked the questions sometimes. So if that's you, you don't want to ask me a question because I might follow up with the question. Don't worry about that. It's part of effective communication. Every business has a lot of the same parts, but not the same execution. One size does not fit all. One way is not the only way for everyone. So if you have questions about your business, whether it's the topic we're covering or not, ask your question. I believe that any resource you have, whether it's money, time, stuff, then you should use your resources wisely. So if you're spending 10 minutes with me every week, 30 minutes with me every week, use your time wisely, ask questions, challenge an opinion that I have if you aren't sure or you want to work it out. I have been in business, well, I've been in the media business for the past 12 years, but before that, a business idea, I've owned a cleaning business. I've done door-to-door sales. I've done independent contract work. I've done all kinds of things trying to find the space that I am now in. And I want to help you do the same thing. Find your space, find what makes you get up every morning, help you find your creative stride to be in. I want to encourage you on your journey. I don't have a formula that you're going to follow that I offer, and it's Coach Kat's proven method. My proven method is spending time with each business owner. Your business is important. Your business is like a child to you. If you've had children, you understand. If you haven't had children, let me go a little bit deeper for like 2 seconds. This creation is like having children. You named it, you're raising it, you're giving it parts, you're giving it depth. You are, educating yourself on what you don't know about it. When I had my children, each one of them was different. Yes, you feed them and you check them to see why they're crying. There's basic same things that you do, right? But then each child has its own personality, and I deal with each child based on their personality. So it's not going to be the same. One child you can scream at, one child you might have to really jack up, and one you just may need to put in time out. You decide what works and what's most effective for each person. And that's not just talking about punishment, but if you're looking for growth. I like when I master a part of my business and I can just coast in it. But it always seems like I don't get to be there that long. And I think because we spend more time trying to understand why we are even having a problem, as opposed to, okay, there is something going on. I don't really care for it. What is it about? Let me understand it. Let me navigate, because that problem can go away just as quickly as a reward can go away. Everything is limited in how long we have to deal with it, right? So, being in your business, you're going to have good, you're going to have bad, you're going to have indifferent, and none of it has to last long. It won't be the same exact issue me or another person in business, are going through, but it's same enough, it's similar enough that we can give you guidance on how you can get through your situation. So when I'm spending time with you, I'm sharing my knowledge for you to be able to see yourself in it, find a solution. And even if you get hung up on part of what I'm saying, let's talk about it. Does it cost you to talk to me? Not for a consultation. I want to see if I'm a good fit for you. I want to see if I am the coach to work with you. Yes, I'm looking to take on more clients in one on one settings as well as in group settings. But I want to spend some time with you first. I want to hang out with you first because I'm looking for long term relationships, in the sense that I want you to stay with me long enough to have a formula of your own for your business's success. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you, honey. Yes. Good morning to everyone. And Mr. Jones is over here helping me get your attention. If you have any questions, please ask questions. Thank you, honey. Also, so for today, I want to talk about finding your ideal client, finding your target audience. This sounds so mysterious. I used to think, well, will I be able to walk down the street and just spot my client and I could walk up to them and know that they're the one for me? And the truth is, yeah, you can, but it would still take talking to someone. They may look like the type of person you want to work with, but once you talk to them, they may not be the type of person you want to work with. You may not be the person they want to work with. So, spending time, I think, is where you find if this coach or if this business opportunity is the one for you. So, how do you pick your client? How do you know which person is going to work with you? And people will say anything to get out of a situation. If they feel like they are in pain and you say, "Well, I have the answers, I have the solutions to your problem, come to me," and they come to you and then they don't really like the way you're coming up with your solution, and they don't know how to get out of it, right? I have learned to allow people to get off the hook, or letting people off the hook. You can see that, yes, I'm in business because I want to share my information with people, and I need an income. So I'm taking my talent to hire myself out so that people will pay me to help them in their business. So I don't want it just because I need it. Yes, I need to pay my bills, but I don't need a headache to get it done. Why would you enter a headache into your business when you left a job because you don't want a headache, or you don't want the bull that goes along with the job? You're deciding in your company, we're not going to have bull crap. So why would you allow it? And I talk a lot about emotions in our business. And the reason you probably will allow the needed money to come from someone who gives you a headache and they are a pain and you're behind is because you're saying, well, their fee covers this bill in my house. If I take that away, I have to find another client. And maybe to you, it's more of a headache to find a new client than it is to let this one go and be honest. I don't want this headache in my business. I'll just keep working until I find the clients I want to work with. Maybe. But maybe you think that you have to deal with it. This person was brought to you for a lesson or something. And the lesson is, how quickly can you tell a person, hey, we're not a good fit? Does your need supersede your gift? Your gift is what is going to make everything happen for you. You're talented with one or many things, and it's your job to employ those talents. But then there's other things we don't have talents with, like you may not be able to read people. So that means you have to practice. You will have to practice reading people. So you may right now have a client that you can't stand, but you've been working with them. They've been giving you a hard time. It just seems like they're just getting on your nerves. You have them and you don't know how to get out of that situation. Well, maybe use that person or that energy between that person to find out what it is that really gets under your skin. Is it a personal thing? Is it really, that you can't work with this person? Was it something they said one time, and if y'all talk about it, even though bringing it up might make you feel, awkward, but if you brought it up, you think you'd feel better. Maybe it was something that you said once and you want to clear it up. Maybe something they said once and you want to get clarification. But what I'm really talking about is I'm doing a consultation, and in this consultation, I'm happy to have the consultation, but I'm not really wanting to work with this person. I can already tell I don't want to go any further with this person. You could not follow up. That would look unprofessional. You could not return their emails or calls. That also would look unprofessional. Or you could just say, I'm looking for the kind of client that, and you fill in the blank. So for me, I'm looking for the kind of client that is a lifelong learner, that is curious, that is open to other suggestions, because you're coming to a coach to help you with what you couldn't see on your own. Maybe you want to build a team, but you don't necessarily want someone to take over your business. So I need to get a handle on this idea that I'm working on in my business, and I don't want to add people to my team yet because that may confuse the energy. I don't want to add people to my team officially until I'm sure what I'm doing. So a coach could help you get sure about what you're doing. And this doesn't mean you're going to be without friction. It doesn't mean that you and the coach aren't going to walk away disagreeing. I can give you my experience, which I have. I have 12 years of experience in media. I have probably right at 20 years of experience in business. I've helped in nonprofit, religious and non-religious. I've helped be part of a board, help build a board, help draw people to a business, whether it was physical or online. But I could give you all of that resume, but your mind may have it made up that, yeah, you went through that, but I won't go through that, because as an entrepreneur, you have that I'm the only one syndrome. You're looking for it, you want to be it. And I know how to help you be the only one, the one that people keep at the top of their mind when they want to work with someone. Maybe someone else can teach you that as well, but I know that I can for sure. And we don't have to like each other and we don't have to love each other. We just have to have the same goal in mind of seeing you succeed. How you treat people also makes it um, evident who you want to work with. Do you want to tell people you're fired and you're stupid and I'm the smartest? Then that's your formula. I want to tell people things like you're amazing, you're already brilliant. Let's fine tune that brilliance, because we don't know everything. You know what you know, and you can only go but so far. And if you find that you're saying, I'm stuck, I can't move forward, that's a sign that you need a fresh pair of eyes on your business to help you. And are you in business because you want to leave it as a legacy? Are you in business because you want to quit your job? You want to be in business. Why? I want to be in business because I would like to be a company that is on the list of best companies to work for. So that means I'm going to be compassionate. I'm going to be well organized. I'm going to have the best benefits. I'm going to have the best work environment. I got to work towards those things, right? And how will I know that I have the best work environment if I don't go outside of myself to see what people like and dislike about their jobs? So, my ideal client wants opportunities, they want good benefits, they want teamwork, they want partnership, they want support, they want someone that's going to help celebrate them. I want someone who has trouble celebrating themselves because I will help them learn how to shamelessly self promote. Even if you have a business that you say, okay, well, my business is referral, is not about self promotion, but it is. Go to a party and they ask you, what do you do? What kind of work do you do? Oh, it's about promotion. It is always about promotion. And it's how you do it. Do you want to be a butthole about it? Or you want to be, hey, I want to leave enough for you to ask questions and want to spend time with me later? And I also want to know about you. I want a give and take relationship. My coaching clients refer other people to work with me as a coaching client. So I want the kind of person that sees that I am offering something amazing and that they want their friends to come, even if at first they didn't want to tell anyone that they sought help. But once they get the help, they're saying, look, you got to meet this lady. You have to work with this lady. You have to meet her. She can help you. That's what I want. I want clients who are open, clients that are looking for growth, clients that want their own customized formula for their business. So I know my audience. And how do I find those people? I do videos on YouTube, on Facebook, do them on my phone, and then share them with friends. I have an Anchor show, or well, it's a show that's on Anchor FM, Anchor.fm. So, how many ways can I put myself out in front of people to attract that kind of client? I want to keep putting myself out so that as you're watching me, you see the consistent energy of what kind of coach you're going to get. What kind of coach will you be working with? How does she deal when someone doesn't agree with what she says? I don't care if you agree with what I say or not. We're going to try it your way. And if your way works, fantastic. If your way doesn't work, then I ask that you be open to try my way. But I'm here to help you stay your course, not to take the approach, I'll get around to it whenever. I don't want life to happen and force you to make a decision like losing a job or getting sick, or maybe you haven't been to work in many years and your spouse, your husband, your wife, whoever the breadwinner is, they've lost their income and now you have to go and create some income. Whatever the situation is that's thrown life for a loop, how will you navigate it? And a lot of times our emotions get right in the way. And I used to think people who smiled all the time, didn't seem like they had a care in the world, they were lying. But they're not. Well, maybe they're not. I don't know. But for me, smiling has become a badge of encouragement. Like, it's okay. It is okay. There's nothing I can do about it in this moment. So, what can I do in this moment? So, being able to navigate your emotions keeps you from getting all knotted up or in a tizzy when working with someone who opposes a thought that you're sharing with them. I am a coach. You may be a coach, and you're coaching other people. And all coaches aren't the same energy wise, the topic that they cover. Some are confidence coaches, some are life coaches, some are money coaches, some are general business coaches, but either way, they are a guide, a tour guide. They are leading you on your adventure, on your path. You're carving it out, and we help ask questions. Is this the best way to go about it? Is this how deep we want to go? Do we want to go deeper? Do we want to be shallow? Do we want to make a path off of this path? That is what I do. And so I'm working with you, and you're a coach and you're coaching other people, and you're saying, I just can't get that person to listen. And we need to ask ourselves, am I asking them to listen because I want it done my way? I want them to at least try my way. What's the friction point? Why? But backing up, because I'm in it like we have the person, right? But finding that person is putting yourself out here like on videos. Put yourself on videos, collaborate with your friends on social media, and see if they will allow you to speak in their groups. Will you share your information freely with other people? Keep putting yourself out there. The more you put videos up, they're saying, oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. You're popular because you put yourself out there. So put your personality on video or in audio. The way I look to find my ideal client is someone who doesn't mind me being humorous, someone who doesn't mind me being punny, not funny, punny, someone who can relax and say, you know what, it doesn't have to be this one way. So I figured that out by extending a consultation. And over time, by the time someone's referred to me, they know they want to work with me. They just still wanted to get their free phone call or their free consultation. But in the beginning, that phone call is that handshake, that can I get you on the phone, that planned conversation. Because if I call you, if I cold call you, you may not answer because you may not recognize a number and you may not want to pick up a number you don't recognize. I may mail you something in the mail, you may not open it, you may throw it away as junk mail. But if I could warm you up to the idea that we both have a mutual interest, I need to practice talking with people I don't know, and you need to get your questions really answered. And you may not need more than that consultation. That happens. It's okay. Every person that you do a free consult with, you haven't given away the farm. You've had a speaking engagement where you have practiced. You have practiced getting your message out. And you want to continue practicing getting your message out. You want that person. I've had people do a consult with me who never hired me, but referred people to me. So maybe this person that doesn't hire me, maybe that person is their network's filter. Yes, that person's good. Go work with her. Go work with him. You pick your client. I pick my client based on how I want to interact, how I want to feel. Do you want your client to dress a certain way? Is that what works for you? Maybe you're into fashion, so your personality connects with other people who are into fashion. Maybe you're into accessories, the frames you wear, the earring, the jewelry you wear. Maybe you're into makeup, but you know that your clients are going to have some common interest. That's what you want, common interest. And then we'll get down to, do they want me to be an emotional coach for them or a technical coach for them? Are we looking at life skills? Are we looking at business development? Maybe you choose it that way. But your avatar, they have been telling you, right? You pick the age group, but how do I do this without market research money? The way to do this without market research money is look to see in your personal life who already comes to you to ask you questions, ask you for advice. Who already does that? Family and friends. Okay. Family and friends, are they male or are they female? How old are these family and friends? So if you have a lot of success talking with young people, but you'd much rather work with older people, adults, why would you choose that when your target audience naturally comes to you and they're young people? Because you just feel better. Because if it's all about you, you will never choose your target audience because you're only worried about you. This is about your target audience. They're your audience, but how do you hit the target that's going to be your sweet spot? Who naturally gravitates to you? Who already comes to you and asks you for advice? And that gives you an idea of who your target audience is. If it's your peers, people that's your age, and they ask you about love advice, but you want to teach about money, why when they're not asking you about money? Well, because I know people need advice on money. Yeah, but no one's coming to you because there's nothing about you that's making them want to ask you about money. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but they think that you understand relationships. They may not even know that you understand money, but something about you says that you understand relationships and they want that. But you made up in your mind what you want to be and you want people to like you for what you want to be. And my advice to that is become that, then people will want to like you for that. You may already be that, but people may not know that you're that. So put yourself out again on video and audio, letting people know that while I give great advice in relationships, I also give great advice with money. So build on it, don't take away. Listen to what's being asked of you. It's being said to you, and it may really just be, I don't want to do that. I want to do this over here. Well, refusing to buy into what's working for you will make it a longer journey for you. And it's okay if that's what you want to do. If you want to take it longer and deal with thinking that you're doing something wrong, you're just delaying yourself. Do what works, build on what's working, and add to it. Once you are in a conversation with someone, say, I can also help you with money. I helped you with your relationship, but if you ever have any questions about money, I have answers for that too. Lead into that. Don't get upset because they didn't come to you for what you wanted, right? So choosing your target audience, who already comes to you, who scoops next to you at work that wants to have lunch with you, who wants to talk with you on the phone. What do you talk about? That's what your audience wants from you. All right. Choosing your target audience, I think, should be a natural process. Should be a natural process of allowing the audience to tell you what they want. People closest to you will say, oh, you're good at this, you're good at that. No, those people aren't the ones paying you, but they are the ones letting you know what you should be hired for. Okay. Choosing your target audience should be personality based. We choose our friends, we choose our romances. We prefer to be around people whose personalities mix well with ours. You find gold, you find success when you work with people who are on the same page as you. Make finding your target audience natural. You naturally gravitate to certain people when you're out. When I'm out, I mind my business. I try not to pay attention to little kids because I don't have any little kids anymore. I don't have a 2, 3, 4 year old, 5 year old that I have to keep up with. And I don't want to make any eye contact while I'm out in public. I don't want to be responsible for this kid. And people don't like you fussing at their kids. You see a kid in the store, you know, roaming around, not near their parent. I find myself saying, "Where's your parent?" And I want to know, why are you away from your parent? Why are you over here by me? Go away. But even if they're with their parent is being responsible and they're on that parent's hip, or maybe a sibling is pushing them in a stroller, the kid always stares me down, always looking. And eventually, once we make eye contact, me and this little person, I wave, and they may smile and wave back or keep staring. But I don't know what that is. My audience, I've been volunteering. I remember one year I was volunteering for the election. It was the primary election this particular year. And a lady came in and she wanted to get registered and she wanted to vote, and she had her baby, and the baby wouldn't stop crying, but she had already been in line for hours. They came out early, and early it was early voting. Early voting and registration could happen at the same time. But she gets to the table, and during early voting, where registration takes place, they're handwriting their information. So she's holding this baby and she's trying to write. And it's getting on my nerves, basically. So I said, "Do you mind if I hold the baby?" And if you have never volunteered at a voting precinct, or even gone to the precinct to vote, like this tells on yourself, when you go to vote, there's mostly retired people working there. I'm not the retirement age of the other people. So I don't know how old the people I was volunteering with thought I was, but when I held the baby, as soon as I laid the baby against my chest, I don't know this woman, I don't know her baby, and I'm new to this whole situation, but I needed her, to get her paperwork done. And we're in a small room, and the baby is crying, and she just keeps saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Well, that's not making the baby be quiet. Can I hold the baby? And I was thinking, if anything, I could stand up and rock the baby. I can do, baby quieting exercises. Well, as soon as I laid the baby on my chest, the baby went to sleep. And one of the ladies that was volunteering with me said, "Do you have children?" I said, "Yes, I do have children, but that doesn't automatically make you know what to do with the child. But I do have a gift of working with children. I do. I've worked in children's church, and I tell you, there's nothing better than a 2 or 3 year old excited to see you. They make you feel like a rock star. Ah, Miss Catherine. I love that. Because grown-ups, they were like, oh, hey, it's you. But this kid didn't know me. This kid was quiet. Mom got through her registration form and was able to vote. And it was magical. My target audience was mom, but she needed me to use my gift of children calming, children soothing. She needed me to do that. And when she was done, I gave her baby back, and she went on about her way. That was literally a few moment interaction. But in that moment of helping people get registered to vote and for them to go ahead and vote early, I used one of my skills. So if I want to work with young people, I can, because they like me. They're okay with me. They're cool with me. Um, how did I find that out? By putting myself out there to try. And kids will hurt your feelings too. So, and I know it's scary. It's scary to be rejected. Being rejected just pushes you in the direction of who wants to work with you. Okay. So let your personality guide you when you're choosing your target audience. I'll make myself a note. So maybe next week, Coffee O'Clock with Coach Cat, we will talk about what it's like once you said yes to allowing your personality to be part of your business strategy. This is how I find my clients. But now we want to know what to do once you're in this relationship with them and you discover, wait a minute, they didn't show me that before. How do I navigate that or get out of that? So maybe that'll be next week's talk. Thank you all so much for joining and registering on Eventbrite to be a part of the YouTube live stream. And I'll see you next week. If you're doing nothing in the next 20 minutes, stay here on YouTube. I'll be back for day 2 of Expand Your Brand. And we're talking about using podcasting to do that. Yesterday was day 1, and the replay is available. Today will also be recorded, so you can go back and listen to it later. I do appreciate your time. I value every moment that you do spend with me. If you have enjoyed what's been shared today, please share it with another friend. Share it with another peer in business. This is free. It costs us nothing to be generous, right? Until next week, make it a super day.